Welcome to the Awakened Therapist podcast, where we explore a holistic and transpersonal approach to psychotherapy. In season 4, you'll hear live therapy demos, case consultations, and dynamic teachings designed to awaken transformation in yourself, your clients, and the world. I'm your host, Harmony Quiker. As a psychotherapist, author, and visiting instructor at Naropa University, I created this podcast to empower you to deepen your presence, expand your awareness, and trust the sacred unfolding that happens in authentic therapeutic contact. To learn more about our trainings, community, and resources, check us out at awakentherapist.com. This episode is the third session in an ongoing series I'm sharing this season, where we follow the same volunteer over time and track the deepening of the work. In this session, a clear internal split emerges. One part of him is hyper-focused on his body, where he's monitoring his symptoms, anticipating discomfort, and doing all the things to prevent his pain. Another part leaves the body altogether, often disappearing into YouTube or mental distractions just to get relief. Rather than trying to correct either strategy, we bring them into dialogue through a two-chair experiment. As these polarized parts begin to speak to one another, something essential becomes visible. And this is the subtle way that he prevents himself from really receiving deep restorative rest. To listen to the full episode, please join us over on Patreon. Yeah, how would you like to begin?
Um, just kind of let you know what's been on my mind. Things have been going pretty well for me. I've been feeling relatively light. And kind of as we've discussed in the last few months, especially, I've really been putting a lot of focus on feeling open and relaxed in my heart, just because, things got so dark there for a while that I felt like I had to. And so now I'm kind of attentive to and aware of this pattern. I'm about to finish up school, so I'll be starting new work soon, and just finished the kind of a temporary job I was doing while I was in school. So I've got a lot of time. And so I'm just noticing that I kind of have this. I'm wondering how best to spend my time, and noticing that I do put a lot of attention on really getting present and feeling really good and open in my heart. And then there's kind of like a now what sort of thing. And I feel like I've got a bunch of old habits, a lot of them involving screens, that will just kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm failing to cultivate healthy energy, because I will do so and then feel drawn to just do things that make me collapse when
Yeah,
I'm confronted with leisure time, which is
yeah,
not always. There are definitely really busy seasons in my life, and probably one is coming up once I start working. But I notice that I'm drawn away from presence, and drawn away from states of having energy, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Or I don't know. And so it's just, I feel like I'm kind of on this roller coaster, and I don't know. Yeah. So that's been on my mind a little bit.
Yeah, this habit of turning away from presence, like turning off the light of awareness.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I feel like maybe there's a little bit wrapped up in, I'm about to start a career that's pretty physically demanding. And given all the kind of body stuff I've dealt with, I do feel like it's really important to be cultivating energy and not spending it needlessly.
Yeah, and what do you notice in your body as you share this with me?
Kind of lights up my chest a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like your body's going to be like you're going to be requiring a lot from your body.
yeah, which, I mean, it's already a kind of fraught
Hmm.
situation.
Hmm. Yeah, and so just I'm sort of looking here, the way you described when there's a lot of space, you start to cultivate some more presence, but then you're drawn to turn off the light of awareness, to move away from presence towards
Hmm.
things that pull you into collapse, is what I heard you say.
Kind of, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What do you notice as I reflect that?
I mean, I feel like I have a felt sense of what feels really nice and good, and like a felt sense of like what happens when I say, ugh, I think I'm just gonna like look at YouTube and have it tell me what I'm gonna look at for a while. I mean, it doesn't feel good, and it is the easiest, you know what I mean? Like it's very gravitationally heavy for my attention, and so I don't have to, I don't know. I mean, it's just like there is this old habit of just like kind of zoning out, but it doesn't feel good in my body. Like when I come back, I'm just, you know what I mean? And then I have to rely on all these tools that I have, and thank God I have them
Mhm.
to like come back and then say, oh my God, I feel good in my body.
Yeah.
But now what? You know?
Yeah, and I'm just in this recognition that I don't want to make an assumption here.
Hmm.
So I want to know what it is that you want for yourself in regards to this.
I mean, I don't really know, and I don't want to be like overly exacting or demanding about
Mhm.
myself.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can understand a sense in which I'm not necessarily asking myself to be like an awakened being in every moment. And actually, maybe that's exactly what I'm asking. But I don't know. I mean, I want to be good to my body. There are things that feel good and there are things that don't feel good. And I spend so much of my time doing the things that don't feel good.
Okay.
And I think, especially since I've just found so many things that feel good, like, why do I do this? If with whatever's going on in my pelvis, if I could sit comfortably for an hour and 15 minutes at a time instead of 30 or 45, I might spend more time just being present. Or like with what's going on in my hip, if I could walk comfortably for 2 hours instead of, 1 hour, fine. But, I get back from the walk and now what? Okay, I'll cook my meal. Okay, I've eaten my meal. Now what? I'll meditate. Okay, I've meditated. Probably not time to take another walk yet, but I've got the day off. Now what? I could
Now,
sit and read, but that's sitting. That's probably going to hurt my bum, like I don't,
mm,
it's weird. I don't know.
yeah. And what do you notice in your body as you share this with me?
I feel more contracted than when we started, like my shoulders pulling forward a bit, a little antsy.
Yeah. Yeah, I really hear this now what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so just making room for the antsiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let your body reflect that if you want. Just giving some room for that to express here. I want to do things that feel good to my body. I habitually do things that don't feel good to my body,
Hmm.
but I only have so much capacity to do the things that I really like to do.
Yeah.
And then, so what do I do then?
And like, I think that probably now in my life more than almost, you know what I mean? There are periods like this that I have a lot of time right now, which I think is
Yeah.
why it's so up. I want one day and maybe someday soon to like have, a partner and children, and like having too much leisure time wouldn't be as big a problem for me if and when that, you know what I mean? There's something about having a full schedule that takes some of your choice away, and you're not confronted in every moment with like with the antsy now what.
Yeah, and to me, it seems like this like beautiful opportunity though for you to be clear,
Yeah.
yeah, on how you want to tend to those moments in yourself. Yeah. And so just like with that tendency to turn toward the screen and let the algorithm choose what you see,
Yeah.
that struck me too, like not even making a choice of what to watch, sort of letting YouTube decide for you.
And I don't have like social media or anything like that, so it's the one that's left. But
Hmm.
yeah, for sure, 1% of the time I will go on there with an intent as to something enriching that, oh, I want to watch this live concert of a band there are ways to engage with it beautifully, and I've done so. And also, I mean, even as I'm doing it, sometimes I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm just like, okay, I will let it be done for me.
Yeah. If you're open to it, I'd love to just hear from that tendency itself, like speaking from the I just want to check out. I just want to not make a choice. I just want to hear, give space for that movement.
Yeah. Like speak from that tendency.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I don't want to have to be on all the time. It's tiring. I don't, there's a sense in which it's tiring, and perhaps I've already stepped out of that role to explain, but like my body feels good and energized when I'm being really focused and careful with my attention. But
Okay.
also, it is an exertion of effort. So I think I've accidentally stepped out of speaking for that role.
Okay.
I can try to find it again. Yeah, I mean, like I don't wanna. It's so much easier to just veg out for a while and let some other part come in and do cleanup.
Yeah, I don't want to. What do you notice when you say that?
I don't know. It seems bratty,
Like a little rebellious,
or lazy. I don't know. I mean,
lazy.
I don't, I
Yeah.
don't want to be particularly judgmental of it, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, but
Hmm.
how many times are we going to dig the hole and then dig ourselves out of the hole rather than doing something fun and useful with whatever we cultivate?
Yeah. So like I want to and I don't want to.
Both are here.
Yeah. Yeah. Just want to make room for both of those right now. Just, yeah, I see your eyes closed, just honoring this like split desire. Like I want to do things that feel good, and I also don't want to. I want to check out.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like there's like a desire for something that is like restful for my body and restful for my attention, that they don't have to be in conflict, you know,
Yeah. And what do you notice when you say that?
less tugging. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like that midline between the two, like something that's both restful, so I'm not efforting, but also like restful for my mind.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. And what do you notice about your breath right now?
Seems to be going pretty deep into my abdomen without a lot of efforting.
Nice. I'm just noticing that. It's like feeling your breath. It almost sounds to me like you hit this wall, like with the now what, and then just I don't want to. And so I check out.
Kinda, yeah.
Uh-huh. That makes sense to me, like with how much effort you put into paying attention to and tending to your body. If you're willing, just a few breaths of validation for the both and of this. Like, I want to
Hmm.
take care of my body and I don't want to. I want rest.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, in this moment, I'm feeling some sort of like it seems like this is kind of touching on something familiar from the other sessions we've had of like at least some parts of me feel like a huge amount of attentiveness towards my body is necessary to like protect it or heal it or whatever. So, I mean, it could be that that's the conflict maybe of just like it's either really careful attentiveness or complete abandonment. And like it would be nice to have like an easier way in to just like easeful inhabiting of the body.
Hmm. Yeah, complete attentiveness or abandonment.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not true that I have not learned at times to experience inhabiting it in an easy way. Like for sure, sometimes I do that.
Hmm.
And I want to
Hmm.
acknowledge that. And I think I'm getting better at it,
Yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
always like that.
Yeah, just take a moment to like receive that acknowledgement that this has shifted and your capacity has increased, and there's still this sort of residual pattern.
And I think I also just like want to acknowledge for myself, like noticing this pattern is like possible in the first place because of like how much time in a given day I'm spending feeling good and like you know what I mean? When
Yeah.
I'm feeling good, it's like in a pretty unequivocally like this obviously feels good to me.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
like even if there is the kind of satisfaction of like zoning out or what, you know what I mean? Like it's there are some kinds of pleasure that feel less like holistically good.
Mhm. This pattern that you're illuminating between attention and abandonment is sort of resonant of something that I've been tracking about you. And it's something around like you have this really clear capacity to sense into your body and know what you're feeling while simultaneously feeling detached from your body.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel a little bit of release in my shoulders. I mean, that feels like an accurate reflection. And I don't really understand its origin or whatever, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that that is true.
So I'm gonna just make some space there with some breath. Mhm.
And I do feel like I'm feeling a little bit releasing or clearing up. Like I've got like a little bit of trembling or shaking in my legs and stuff.
Keep letting that energy move through
Yeah.
you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and what do you notice about your feet?
They're kind of warm. I feel like almost like on the verge of like perspiring a little bit. Sometimes when they feel really good and relaxed, or I've been paying a lot of attention to my gait, they feel like almost like hands. You know what I mean? Like that level of like differentiation between the different rays is there as opposed to them just being planks. And I'm getting a bit of that right now.
Yeah,
So they feel alive,
nice.
feel whole.
Yeah. And what do you notice in your hip?
Um, Not a huge amount. Like hip wise, they feel a little symmetrical. Like I still have, like behind the hip or like in the glute, there's just like a spot that's usually just transparent, and my hip's been getting better. I've been doing PT and what has been prescribed, that like exercises and stuff have been effective. And
Mm.
also like it's different back there. There's just like a hole in, not a literal one, I expect. But yeah, so there is a bit that's just kind of not there, but
Like an empty space.
like an empty space. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But no, it all feels okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just noticing that your hip feels okay. Hmm. Nice. What do you notice now?
Uh yeah, it just sort of feels nice. I was did this thing last night. I like partake in this practice called reaching and holding. You familiar? Um, and so I was, reaching to somebody and somebody who I don't know very well and like does not know, I don't think about the particularities of my body, and just was like, there's maybe nothing, but I'm like sensing something big and like there's like a big spear in your pelvis or something. And we worked together to release it a bit. And I've been feeling, I think, maybe a little bit more space in there today. So I was noticing that too.
That sounds powerful.
It was. I mean, I was just like, damn, good listening, dude. I'm,
Yeah.
good listening. That so, and I was
Yeah.
kind of noticing that space in this, you know, still. still feels different and weirder than it did, say 4 months ago. But today in my walk and while I've been sitting, it's been different. There's just like a little bit more room for me, I think.
Beautiful. I just want to invite you to just keep taking up that space, that there's more room for you in your hip,
Mhm.
body. It's really occupying that space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really honoring the shift that's happening. Yeah. What do you notice now?
I was just thinking, I don't know, I was smiling. I was thinking of a thought that occurred to me when I was like walking yesterday. And it was kind of part of this pattern of like bringing, in so many ways, like things just keep getting weirder and harder. And then the things that I need to do to be well keep staying exactly the same. Like, like that doesn't seem to change.
Yeah, I see you moving your hips there.
Yeah.
I'm actually remembering from the first time we met, you talking about this tail between the leg feeling. So
Hmm.
just sensing into that movement consciously that you're doing now
Yeah.
seems sort of like the opposite of that.
And I've been trying to like counter that a bit with some like stretches and like gentle movements and stuff in the last few days. Just like there's just this like sling of tightness kind of like down, like I think it's lower than my tailbone, but I just don't know what it is, but it's telling me something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I find myself wanting to offer and see if you were open to doing a two chair between,
Yeah, I mean, sure, sure.
yeah, between attention and abandonment.
Okay.
Where would you like to start?
Like in which of those two
Yeah.
seats? I don't know, maybe attention.
Okay. And you described this attention as hyper focus.
Before I get into it, I mean, I think I want to figure out which kind of attention. I mean, there is that thing I'm going through my day and I'm like keeping attention in my body. There's also just like a kind of broader like care about what's being done in general with my attention. There's like, oh yeah, keep attention on your hip specifically, or just like a broader keep attention. I don't know, just be mindful of your attention. Don't let it go to yucky thoughts.
That last one I would describe more as awareness
Okay.
than attention.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we're working with a polarity like this, we're sort of looking at two points of blocked energy.
Interesting.
So the attention piece seemed like the hyper focus,
Okay. Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
and then the abandonment and the checking out. Like, so those are the sort of opposite energies.
I think it sounds okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so which one would you like to begin in?
Okay. In that case, I think I'll probably start with abandonment.
Okay. First, just notice how you feel just occupying this space. What do you notice?
Feel a little bit transparent.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel heavy. I don't feel heavy or collapsed or anything, but I also don't feel a huge amount of like, yeah, solidity. And I'm noticing that like I feel like the speed at which I'm speaking and the not total ease I have at picking out words feels like a part of it,
Yeah.
which I think is a little bit atypical for me. I think I'm usually pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it is sort of restful in a languid kind of way.
Yeah.
Kind of feels good.
Yeah. So just noticing that, just let yourself feel that restfulness, the resourcing that comes from there.
Feels really good.
I'm just noticing that sitting across from you is the like hyper focused attention. Just what do you notice when you see that?
I feel like a little put out, like, or just like there's energy being directed at me as if there's something I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It feels kind of pointed and feel it in my heart a little bit, and it's kind of harsh in my vibe.
Yeah. So I just want to invite you to say that to him.
Uh, it felt really nice to be sitting here, and now I'm perceiving some kind of like a vibe from you that's making me feel less good
Mm,
and kind of like you're judging me or think there's something that needs to be done that I haven't taken care of.
yeah. What do you notice when you say that?
Feels a little bit closer to the way that it felt before I put my attention on attentiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Feel a little bit more relaxed and also maybe a little bit sadder than I was before that interaction.
Yeah. Just making room for that sadness. Yeah.
Hmm. Ah,
And what do you notice now?
feels really easy to be present with that feeling. This is a really comfortable place to sit. I feel a little bit sedated. Yeah, feels good. This two chair stuff is effective is so wild.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
If you found this episode meaningful and want to hear the full conversation, you can access the entire episode by joining us on Patreon. Your support helps make this work possible and allows us to continue offering deep experiential content like this. As a member, you'll also get access to extended sessions, discounts on trainings, and behind the scenes discussions on the therapeutic process. To join the community and learn more about our trainings, visit us at awakentherapist.com or click the link in the show notes. Thanks for listening.